actually, when you look at them, and maybe council should have a little discussion, it's the best way to deal with these. Some of them may not be strategic, more of them, maybe some of them should be referred to community improvement plans, such as Plan 24, Grand Bend Old Village. Maybe that's something that should be community improvement plan instead of strat plan, but because that was in your specific resolutions, that plan on this. So maybe we can look at where those should best be moved to, you know, that too. So.
A lot of those initiatives are in some of the other plans, and they will meet the goals of the strategic plan, but not necessarily action them.
That was the point I was getting to, and what I was going to say was we should mention both the matrix and that type of thing. But if these aren't included, and they're already 2 years worth of resolutions, should that not be the first starting point? If this should be referred either, as Carol said, to the particular point, or we just say, oh, we have to accept that that's included in a certain thing, because this isn't quite as comprehensive as it could be, considering the amount of resolutions here that we talked to. Do you see where I'm going, Mr. Mayor?
So the process would be to go through these resolutions and say whether
well, I'm just saying with
part of strategic or
yeah, with the 4 of them here, they can say to us, oh, that one's already covered under blah, 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 right? And then we can check it off the list and then see where I mean?
Yep.
Is
that okay with council? That the
this
the starting point is to take everything that we referred here to strategic planning and say whether it really is strategic planning or whether it's a part of the community development or whether it's part of roads budget or where those things go.
And then that kind of clears this up a bit for Carol too, because they've been referred to strategic planning. So they're hanging in the air. Right, that's my point.
We got him way back. We got him a year ago.
These were just sent out.
When John did a report.
Yeah.
Yeah, the summer of 2012. There's lots of them.
So, if we want to go down that list and have each one of them discuss where it goes and whether it's appropriate in strategic or whether it gets referred back to as part of community development plans. This is for funds 11020706, the top one on the list. They referred to the budget, chamber budget, we referred to 2011 discussion. Outcome portion of the presentation, the chamber referred to strategic planning for economic development and partnership, and that we invite TSL to make a presentation. I believe we had TSL here. So that one is basically, and we are funding tourism through the chamber.
And we gave them money to, in 2011, we gave them 13,000.
We give them money in 11, we give them money in 12, and we've also committed to 2013.
Yeah, I guess, Bill, that's the question I have. I think it's wonderful to have action items, but I think at the same time you have to have a rationale as to why you're doing it and the outcomes you expect from it. So I think it's wonderful to say we're going to make a partner of the Grand Bend Chamber of Commerce, but I think you have to have a rationale and an accountability factor that says, here's what we're going to pay for, and here's the accountability that we want to see from that, and then we can assess whether we're going to retain that partnership or what. So I think we can tick this off and say, yeah, we've done it, but does it? And it goes back to the public-private discussion that we've never had on public-private partnerships. That's really what this is. It's a partnership with someone, but we don't seem to have a rationale or a philosophy around partnerships. They seem to be kind of reactive as opposed to proactive. So, and I guess that's part of a visioning exercise.
Well, and I don't know where the Economic Development Committee is going to go with this issue either. You're going to be coming back to us, I assume, with recommendations of some kind, a report and recommendations, and whether any of those recommendations will include in some of these things, we don't know that yet either. You folks will know more than the rest of us do.
the mandate for the Economic Task Force was to create recommendations for the formation of a Economic Development Committee. That's done with broad recommendations, broad enough so that we can pretty well encompass anything you have in the strategic plan. So the Economic Development Committee can look at that and into a strategic plan when we have this kind of strategic plans.
That's what we're.
I'll let them do their job. We do that ours.
A couple of thoughts. One is, as I think about the chamber, I see that their role is more to support the existing businesses and to provide a network for them, provide a means to augment what's existing. I see the Economic Development Committee as something that's to be forward-thinking and expansive, and I don't see it necessarily coinciding there, but maybe I'll learn something when you have your recommendations in due course. But I think that Councillor Bonstell actually makes a very important point, and I think it's been addressed at the county. And the county, in their relationship with TSL, enumerated at least 12, if not more, specific things that they wanted from TSL. And they have to report on it by the end of the year, because we did increase the amount of money that we gave them this past year, and we have high expectations that they're going to perform. And that includes things like developing partnerships in the community themselves, so that they have additional sources of money. So there is an interesting dynamic there, and again, I'm very cautious, as I've stated in the past, with giving money for operating costs, and not just for capital costs. That's going to allow them to establish a deeper root and a deeper reach. So we continue the discussion.
Councillor Cook?
Well, I agreed. I think if you're going to have the Economic Development Committee, have these people work with them, whether it's a chamber or BIA or both, come to you, there should be measurable goals that come along with it. As down the road, that has to be part of the mandate of what you guys bring back to us. Is that these people are going to have some sort of, hopefully, direction going forward, so that just either continue to do the same thing they're doing, or whether they're going to piggyback onto your strategy, that it's going to be economic development for the whole municipality. And that's, ideally, that's what you'd want to have these people doing, because right now they're only working strictly with their own people. So broaden your scope and have it going direction. And that's where I think, going back to Councilor Wanson's, it's measurable. That's what you're looking for.
And we've asked them to include the whole municipality.
That's one thing.
Councillor Elmore?
Yeah, we've asked them to do that. I agree. I mean, if we're going to fund them, then we need some specific outcomes, things that we're looking for. Absolutely, they're there to support the members, but the other component, and we know the other component, they've provided tourism services for years, so yes, we need to be very clear about what we do expect for all of Lambton Shores, not just for the greater Grand Bend area. It's the whole municipality. So that needs to be clear, and whether that ends up being an initiative here in under economic development in terms of clarifying that partnership. Because if we don't ask staff to make a report to do that, it's never going to happen. So to me, it's something that I think we all see as being important. It needs to be clarified. We've already funded it. We need to reflect it in here as an initiative.
Partnerships that we're talking about with the Chamber of Commerce and the BIA, we're talking about pretty well right now short-term goals, right? We give money for this year and we cite for this year and all the rest. That isn't strategic in nature. It is without a strategic plan. That's what we have. When we have a strategic plan, right, we're going to have a municipal-wide, council-led municipal strategic plan. But when you're talking to businessmen and you're talking to the rest, they're really got their own interest at heart for what they're doing. I mean, it is for the overall development of the whole municipality. But they're going to be separate from what we do anyway, because they are not an arm. Well, I guess the BIA is an arm of council. But I'd be very reluctant to go in there and tell them what the municipality has decided that is for best for them. So it has to come the other way. So it is a partnership. It's a two-way street. If we can create a policy that they fit within, basically that if you do get money from the municipality, then it has certain things and requirements that we expect to happen. Now that's more strategic in nature, and that means that our policy will be written to fit that, and that's simple. Well, not simple, but it's doable.
Strings attached.
There's strings attached.